Hey, this is a little different video. A bunch of my students are working out of a book that I worked out of when I was a kid, and I actually loved it. It's called Rhythms Complete. It probably is very archaic sounding and looking, and um, uh, Bugs Bauer and Dr. Charles Cole, and I've written about it before and I've talked about it before. I just think it's great. My teacher had a unique way of using it, which he would encourage me to just, they come in like sets of rhythm exercises, but they kind of sound cool. And at first, you start playing them straight, just as written. For example, the first rhythm is a syncopated rhythm, ba 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 ba, right? Da 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 da. So it's kind of hokey sounding, but they change keys every couple of lines, and you're supposed to just keep going, and it really helps your sight reading. And I think a lot of my students have really benefited from going through the book. Well, I have one student who is about halfway, and about halfway, when you get through 13 or 14 rhythm exercises or so, they put together like a little etude, basically. So instead of it being exercises, it's just one sort of lengthy composition that kind of sounds kind of neat. And I was telling her that eventually we go through the book again, and we learn how to process these rhythms instead of playing them straight like you would, say, if you were in concert band, or if you were playing something, even a Latin tune. We tend to play straight eighth notes. You can also swing these exercises, and they sound really cool. Most of my students, when I tell them that, they're like, why didn't we just do that before? It's way cooler. But you have to be able to do both. You have to know when to use both, either way. You have to be able to swing rhythms and process that. And basically the swing rhythm is just sort of a rounded, we're emphasizing the downbeats, we're stretching the downbeats, ba 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 ba. But syncopated notes in jazz are also important, and we tend to. My teacher used to tell me, play those short. If you have a quarter note that starts on the and, if you play it short, you'll play the rhythm right. And in general, right, you'll get the rhythm right. You'll keep time. A lot of people hold those. They see a quarter note, and then now the rhythm's all sort of goofed up. Anyway, I've talked too much. I just want to demonstrate a little bit of what this would sound like. So if I'm playing a rhythm in review straight, ba dee 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 da, just so I can get through it and understand the rhythms, it would sound like this. Now, if I was going to swing that rhythm, if I was going to process this, if it was written out, and typically when we have jazz tunes, they're written in jazz font, and that's a cue for us. If you're familiar with it, and you see jazz font, like, oh, this is a swing tune, a lot of times. Or you'll have a little prompt at the top that says swing with a tempo marking, right? Sometimes it'll say fast swing or slow swing or ballad. Ballads sometimes and oftentimes are played straight. So this is why when you're processing rhythms, you have to know the style that you're processing them in. Even though it's written the same way, we process it different. And it's just familiarity with how that all works. So here's the same thing I just played, but I'm going to emphasize beats 1 and 3 more of I'm going to swing it more in groups of 4, like you would, like a bebop tune almost, but I probably won't go that fast. So just slightly faster, and I'll sort of swing. And there's one rhythm in particular that sounds really almost completely different, and it's this rhythm. Ba 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 ba. If you're reading that in a concert band, it's a march or something like that, a classical music, it would be. Jazzers would play that, which seems to be, that's a completely different rhythm, but it's not. It's just the way we process it, and it helps to propel the jazz feel along. Anyway, so that's the idea with rhythm in review. Rhythms book, check it out. It's a great book. It's a great book to sight read out of. I do it. Even students have gone all the way through it every once in a while. We'll pull it out and just go through some. The interesting thing is they're sort of sing-songy little rhythm exercises instead of just one note. Right? He sort of makes them a challenge. The key changes, lots of accidentals, funky keys. It's kind of a neat challenge. So you sort of already have to know how to play. It's not a beginner's book by any means, but it really helps your sight reading. It really helps you to carry on if you're playing along with somebody and you tend to stop all the time. It drives your teacher crazy, first of all. But you know, if you're in a band situation where you're reading a chart, they're not going to stop. You have to be able to catch up. So it's a really cool book. Rhythm in Review. Sorry, Rhythms Complete by Bugs Bauer. Check it out. It's worth it. See you.